As the political crisis in Nepal deepens, China seems to be making its move. The Chinese ambassador met Nepal's president, Bidya Devi Bhandari, the same day KP Sharma Oli was expelled from the party. According to sources, the party is supposed to be divided into two factions, led by KP Sharma Oli and the country's former Prime Ministers Pushpa Kamal Dahal or Prachanda, along with Madhav Kumar Nepal. KP Sharma Oli is now expected to expel Prachanda after getting expelled himself. The factions are also likely to fight for the party symbol as Nepal braces for a snap election, like we've been telling you. Now, over the last year, the Chinese envoy has been able to convince both sides to maintain peace, not once, but on multiple occasions. Sources telling us that China is not averse to a change in the Prime Minister, and that Beijing is lobbying for Prachanda as the next Prime Minister, in fact. Going by the sources, Prachanda faction is working on an alleged impeachment plan against the president, which can be dropped if Bidya Devi agrees to make Prachanda the Prime Minister. On these claims, China maintains its diplomatic stance that it wants to see the Nepal Communist Party intact, no matter who leads it. These developments come after KP Sharma Oli defended his decision to dissolve the parliament, saying that it was the only way to resolve disputes, and non-cooperation in his party led to a state of inaction, quote-unquote. The parliament's dissolution has been approved by the president, Bidya Devi Bhandari. The general election scheduled to be held in early 2021, which is more than a year ahead of schedule. However, the dissolution of the parliament has been challenged in Nepal's top court on the grounds that it was an unconstitutional move. 7 ministers also stepped in. The protest against the dissolution, saying that it violated the popular mandate given to them in a 2017 general election. Reports say that the Prachanda faction plans to join hands with the Janata Samajwadi Party and stake their claim before the speaker to form the next government. Largely put, there are 3 groups active in the Nepalese Congress. First, the ones who want to go to polls. Second, the ones who want to oppose the election, but fear that their opposition will be misunderstood as support for the Prachanda faction. Lastly, the ones who want the Supreme Court to take a call on the dissolution and then decide. Joining us is our principal diplomatic correspondent, Siddhant Sibal, for more on that. Siddhant, the political drama is only escalating with each passing day. Get us up to speed with the latest and what this really means for Nepal over the next few months with the instability continuing.
Well, Molly, it is never a dull day when it comes to Nepali politics, and after the dissolution of the parliament, we have seen on a daily basis, in fact on an hourly basis, developments happening, and the latest, of course, is the Chinese involvement. We know it is of no surprise how the Chinese envoy has been meeting with the key stakeholders, including the Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli in the past, amidst the turmoil in the ruling party, Nepal Communist Party. Now, of course, Nepal Communist Party is split between the two factions, and both sides are having their own respective meetings on a daily basis. But if we look at today's development, one thing that everyone was looking was towards the Supreme Court of Nepal. The Nepali Supreme Court has now transferred all the writ petitions against the dissolution of the parliament, the 12 writ petitions, to a constitutional court. The court will take the writ petition whether the legality of the dissolution was legal under the Constitution of Nepal, which was promulgated in 2015. It will take on Friday. But if we look at the party dynamics, Prachanda, of course, is now the parliamentary leader of the fraction, the Dhal Nepal fraction. And of course, as you just mentioned, how the opposition is still not decided whether to go and back the polls which have been announced, or whether it is the dissolution they should back, or make sure that there is a reinstatement statement of the parliament. So we do expect more development in coming days. And as you pointed out, what will happen in next few days or perhaps months? Elections will happen in next 6 months. But before that, it looks like a prolonged period of instability at a time when Nepal is dealing with the COVID crisis and the economic challenges emanating from it. In fact, the Nepalese side today said the number of cases in Nepal have crossed 200,000. That is, of course, huge for Nepal. So, by and large, it is the governance system, it is the common man who is being impacted amidst the political turmoil in Nepal. And, of course, the role of the president also coming into question, given the fact that how quickly she passed the recommendation of KP Sharma Oli. She is being termed as a rubber stamp president.
Indeed, leaving it there. WION now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the news on the move.